Hi, you should watch this video if you want to know why it sucks having gynecomastia and why I'm getting surgery. The reason why I wanted to make this video was because I had time to reflect on what it was that I'm doing, and I just want to be sincere with you. I think that sometimes what I do is I make fun of myself first before anybody else can, and I think it's just a way that I dealt with this gynecomastia. I would sort of make jokes about it. If you knew me back growing up, I was always the funny fat guy, making jokes. I had a little bit of time to reflect, and a couple people pointed this out. You know, they're like, well, some people are embarrassed. Not everybody feels the same way you do about gynecomastia. For some people, it's actually a very embarrassing situation, and me, making light of it, not everybody was enjoying that, you know? In my mind, I feel like if I put it out there first, if I make fun of myself first, then it sort of takes away the ammunition from you to make fun of me, and I can not feel any shame about it because I was the one that made it happen. I was the one that made fun of myself first. I think it just forced me to, want to sit down here and be real with you. Like, I mean, it's not, even though I make jokes about it, it's not fun for people. I can tell you about a few times. This is an example of how I would make a joke about my gynecomastia. Sometimes, jokingly or not, somebody would come around and just flick it, flick it. Like a dude would come around and just flick it, For a moment, I would feel a bit of shame. But then I would say something to the effect of, you need to give me dinner and a movie first before you touch me like that. Whatever, it's funny, but at the same rate too, it was, again, more of just a way of me defending myself against the shame of somebody just, like, who does that really? Like, who comes around and just flicks your boob, When I was in grade school, I remember walking into the bathroom and seeing a bunch of guys drawing a mural of me, of like a sumo wrestler. And, it was me as a sumo wrestler. Granted, I was like a little fat kid back in the day. I remember feeling really embarrassed, wondering why and how. It was puberty. And already at that time, like, having stuff like this is not, it's not like you won the lottery, let's just say that, the genetic lottery. But really feeling powerless, like just being like, why are you so fat, Chris? Why don't you just lose weight? And if you know anything about weight and your self-talk and your confidence and all that type of stuff, it can be a bit tough for some people. I honestly legitimately thought that I was just fat, until I was able to go to the doctor and they were able to confirm that I had gynecomastia. The doctor said to me, if you lost 50 or 60 pounds, do you think you would lose these? And I said to him, honestly, no, I don't think I would. And he's like, you're right, even if you drop down to 140 pounds, those would still be there. It's not because they're fat, it's because they're actual gland breast tissue. One time I wore a turtleneck when I was in high school, by accident, just a turtleneck. These were prominently on display. I remember people looking at me and laughing. Girls as well, being confused as well and sort of laughing too. Sometimes when I go to the gym, I see people look at me and then they touch themselves, like right here, like dudes. They'll go like that. And suddenly leg day turns into incline press day, let's just say that. They'll sort of like look at me, stare, and they'll just be like, sort of touching themselves because they're just like, whoa, what's up with that? Gynecomastia sucks when you have to put a seatbelt on and it like sort of, this boob sort of goes over the seatbelt. Gynecomastia also sucks when you have to wear a backpack. Walking with a backpack, getting the torpedo boobs pushing out. It's just not fun because they kind of push them in and then you're like, whoa, that's like some mad side boob, So I one strap it, or sometimes if I'm feeling particularly embarrassed, I just go like this. When I'm sitting down on a couch and I want to feel comfortable, usually what I do is I'll put a pillow, like I'll hug a pillow. And it's not because I want to feel comfort. It's really mostly just to cover this area. I've also gotten comments from some people that are saying like, hey, love your body. Some girls think that this body is attractive. Like, you should gain confidence in yourself and, sort of accept your body. You're right. I think that I should. Sometimes kids in school don't apply logic when they're trying to deal with people or body acceptance. That can cause a lot of trauma for kids, especially teenagers. You're going through all this craziness, basically think that the end of the world is happening every day, and all of a sudden you're a dude and you've got boobs. Like, come on. That's gotta suck. Like, it sucks. The fact that I have these, I feel makes me more tolerant of people. I wouldn't have the same level of humor or being able to talk to people or confidence, honestly, if I didn't have these to work with and they didn't serve as a reason to get better. Because I was like, what am I gonna do? Am I just gonna be depressed all day long and not do anything? And I discovered lifting weights. I first started off doing strong lifts, 5x5. I moved on to doing starting strength as a program, and both of these you can find them on the net. You look it up. But basically I started lifting, and I was at a certain point, I'll show you a picture of when I was the fattest, and then up until now, where I have muscle mass, I feel strong, I love it. But these things are not going away. It just, no matter how many push-ups I do, these bad boys always sticking around. With past sort of weight loss experiences, I would have been depressed and given up, basically. I just kept on going. I think it's mainly because I didn't give up, because I really loved feeling strong. So no matter how many bench presses or whatever I do to work these will never go away without surgery. So I'm having surgery. It sucks having gynecomastia, and if you have gynecomastia and you're a teenager, you know what it's like to have gynecomastia intimately. The only thing that I can tell you as someone that has it as well as you is that it's honestly not the end of the world. It may feel like it. Like, honestly, it may feel like, what is going on here? This sucks so bad. The levels of depression that one can feel because of this is, not many people talk about it, mainly because mental health among men is not a real thing that people talk about a lot of, but I hope we can change that together, right? I can't convince you to feel any other way. The only thing I can tell you is that the feeling of strength that I received from lifting weights quickly counteracted the feelings of depression that I had because of having these things. These are things that I have, and they're not who I am. Does that make sense to you? Like, it has helped shape me. These have helped shape my personality and my mindset as a person. But I don't want to let these things get in the way of me, living life. These are things that I want to do. Take off my shirt in public and not have people stare at me confused. Go to the beach, go to the pool, just be shirtless. Skip rope without What's another thing? My posture. I'm always a little bit hunched over because I want to sort of hide these when I'm out and about, or at least present not torpedo boobs. Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to shoot this so that I could be sincere with you. I think that sometimes I joke around a lot. It doesn't adequately show the level of, discomfort and pain that's involved with having this kind of condition. Keep on, man. Honestly, just keep on. Lift weights. Eat right. And wait until you're done puberty, and when your body settles down, if you feel like you want to have the surgery, then go for it. Do it. Save up money for it. You didn't win the lottery on this one, but it doesn't have to define who you are. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, look forward to seeing what happens when these bad boys are taken off. Okay? My goal with this video series is to help men who've just discovered that they have gynecomastia. I want to educate them with information and also help them ask better questions. I also want to take the stigma away from gynecomastia for men so that we can actually have a good discussion around this condition. If that is something that you are into, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and hitting the bell for notifications. Thanks so much. Thank you for watching this video.